Fuel truck is in position.
All right, everybody give me a 5x5 if you can hear me all right, and we'll get this thing rolling. Got a beautiful CRJ 700 sitting at the ramp here in Raleigh. And it's a new airplane for us, actually. We just purchased 2 of these aircraft. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Denali Aviation in the house. What's going on, Joe? All right, this is 5x5. We're good to go. Yeah, so Raleigh, Durham. I figured you'd like that. Matter of fact, I said last night we were flying up here, and I said, I know who's gonna like this. Thought of you. So I've always wanted to get to Raleigh. It's been it's a cool airport to fly at. We're on gate C15. Actually, it should be D15, but that's okay right now. We're just going to take C15 for today, and we'll probably start going to D15 in the future. Kind of a wonky scenery. It's kind of all over the place in terms of the other side of the terminal. We were sitting in the D gates on the other side here, and it's just the ramp was just wreaking havoc on the aircraft, so we decided against that. So I'm going to go ahead and start boarding our passengers here. I'm going to request boarding.
Boarding requested.
All right, let's jump in the flight deck. If you haven't been in a CRJ, it's a fun little airplane to fly. I'm excited to get it going here. It's designed for like an ultimate quick turn, so we're going to try to stay true to that and do a quick turn. Now I'm going to go ahead and refuel the aircraft. We're going to put in 10.8.
Do you want a board crew?
No, we're already on the airplane. So I'm going to go 10.8.
Passengers boarding starting.
Also, I need the scores for the Bruins game. All right, so we flew the Panthers in earlier in the week, like yesterday. I need to know what the score is because I'm hoping we go back to Boston with our Game 7. So that's kind of what I'm actually hoping for because I just don't want Boston to win. You know, whatever. Just the Rangers aren't looking good. I got to tell you right now, they are terrible. All right, we're going to turn this thing on, and then remind me of the Islander game as well. I'd like to see what the Islanders are going to be doing. Will Hyde, how's it going? How are you, Will? I hope things are great for you. We're just going to get some fuel on the aircraft. Right now, 3-2 Panthers, end of 2. All right, so when I shut it off first period, it was 2-1. So, Coastal, Nate, what's going on? By the way, folks, Nate and I are probably going to do, or John and I, one of us, we're going to do another shared cockpit flight on the 737 next week, I hope. I'm hoping. Depends on how this hockey schedule lines up and everything else like that. We'll see. All right, let's get into this. I've got most of this programmed already for everybody. I kind of just jumped in here and got her done. And everything is all ready to go. We do have an alternate today. We've got some weather to deal with up in Providence, up in Islip, New York. We do have scenery up there. It's brand new scenery that released in Islip, so I'm excited to bring that to you. This is what the loadout looks like. We got 69, about 1104 of bags. We're not taking any cargo today, just the bags. And flap 8 today, it's a dry condition here. I'm going to set this to all. And then I'll write my stuff down here. Trim is 7.6, looking at 130.
If you're not, please let a
130,
flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated.
140.
You
So
are
it's
free to use your
140
portable
knots. That's a
electronic devices
lot
during
for
the
this
boarding
airplane.
process.
Seems like
We
it.
ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart.
Will, how is the
Thank you and
timeline looking
welcome
for the
aboard.
next hiring class? You know, great question, Will. We've got probably summer, midsummer coming up. Start looking. We're going to be hiring here shortly for midsummer. I've got 3 people in training, and we're going to see how that goes. You know, we got to tell you, I don't know how that's going to go. So that might, we'll see. That's what I'm saying. It might be earlier than that. So we'll find out. It really is. They have timelines to hit and stuff, and hopefully they hit them. Because if not, then, well, we'll get some of you who want to, you know, who can dedicate time or whatever. It's time consuming. So, you know, there's a lot of that too. But sometimes not everybody can dedicate time to it. So, and if that happens, then we got to keep it rolling essentially. As sad as that is, but that's kind of how it goes. All right, we're going to throw this on auto. That's on auto. That's on auto, and then we're going to throw this hydraulic pump on. We're almost ready to go. So I'm just going to do a configuration of this pattern. This panel looks pretty good. I do need to do this. So you throw this down to decrease. Islip is sitting at an airport elevation of approximately 99 feet, so it's very small. If you're ever in the CRJ, and this aircraft, by the way, this aircraft is not going to get, essentially, this is just a seasonal kind of trip right now. It's mainly for the summertime. It came up from Miami, but wintertime, I'm thinking it's going to go out west. So this is a summer flight almost, and the winter will be something different. So let's go ahead to the overhead, and I'll show you kind of how to help this situation. So you could pull that up by going Alt and then pressing on the panel, and then you could see your landing elevation. And we're only going up to about 100 feet. So that's it. That's all I need for that, and that's good to go. Everything else is good. We got the APU off right now. We don't want to burn any fuel. Seatbelt signs, we'll throw them off. We don't need them on because we're fueling, so you don't want to have that on. Now we're good to go here. 5425. I'm going to write the paperwork down with you, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So we're going to write 5425 on each tank here, and we're ready to go. It gives us a 10.58. What is that? 10.85. 10.8 is what I care about. Yep. Anything over that is just gravy. So we're going to go 10,855. How are the Isles doing? Anybody know? Give me a score on the Islander game. Yeah, right now it's just the 737, Will. That's our main aircraft that you'll be training under. So once you get through the 737, until we get more pilots in, that's when we can type lock everybody. We're not going to type lock you now, though. So to qualify for a CRJ, you got to have at least 50 hours in the airline, and then you got to do a checkout with the aircraft. Same thing with the MD-80. It's 100 hours with the MD-80, and that's going to be like commercial. That'll be more of your what is it? Charter flights. Or MD-80s handle charter flights. So if you want to take a couple bids on charter, you got to check out in that aircraft as well. And the 7.5s. But as we grow, I think we'll start type locking,
We're ready
folks.
to go when you are.
Ooh, that was a quick board. I like that. Denali says we have 14 minutes left in the third. It's what is it? 1-1. It's 1-1, 4 minutes left in the third. New York, oh man. It's a tied game. What's up, Sean? How are you? Oh, baby. Coastal says, Nate says, after 50 hours, you can train for the CRJ after 100 hours in the 757s. Yeah. We got 3 7.5s coming to us. Again, as we grow, we might type lock you. So you might have to, fly one type of aircraft. But I don't see that happening until we get all the training that we need to get for all aircraft. Right now, it takes, 6 months for the 7.3. It's going to take the same for the CRJ and the MD-80 when it's all said and done. So that's kind of why we do it this way. We just have one aircraft in use essentially. Okay, let's just make sure we got this 190, 140, 130, 130. That is set, ready to go. I'm good with that. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down. Just check my... This aircraft was designed to actually do a very fast turn. And that we have. We're going to go 7.9 on the trim. There you go. Coming down here, that's off, and cut off. That's good. We've got 122.8. 2,000 there. Let's drop down. We're going to go stab trim. Let's take a look here on the ICAS and just make sure the stab trim. All right, let's just go ahead and... I can't tell if those pushed in or not. Okay, that's a spoiler stab in test. Looks good. And then we're going to go ahead and engage the mock trim. Good stuff there. Coming up, yaw dampers are... It's so difficult to tell if the button's pushed in or not. That's pushed in. That's pushed in. Yaw dampers are on. Good. Right and left fuel pump on, park brake on, left pack off, and we've got all that stuff. Good. Doors are open. We're boarding passengers. I hear them. Let's go out and walk the aircraft and look at this beautiful aircraft. Great paint job. I'll show you kind of some of the features on the airplane as we walk around Raleigh-Durham. There's tires in the air. That's probably not good. All right, we're done boarding. Don't run me over, dude. Whatever you do. What's going on with the level here? All right. So first things first. Airplane's doing a wheelie. I don't know why. That's goofy, huh? Maybe it's... I don't know. All right, this aircraft's called Sharkbait, and it's pretty funny if you follow us at flycoastalairways.com, or you follow us in on Instagram. You can see why all of our aircraft are definitely patterned after sharks. So we thought it was pretty funny to do something a little humorous. I don't know if the passengers will like that, but I think it's hilarious. So we're going to keep it. These engines are beautiful. We'll walk around this beautiful livery. And the livery is just gorgeous. You know, he did such a good job. And the paint shop looks great. We have two of these aircraft. We have this one, and the other one's called Sardine. Again, pretty funny. 1,700 in the back. That's how many bags we're gonna have. Looks good on the static wicks. Leading edge looks great. Tires are looking good. We'll check those tires, and that's it. Let's go ahead and button this up. Yeah, it's sitting in the air. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, what do you got? Jason, you want to talk about our plans for our bids system? Yeah, I've got it already in the works, my friend. Probably want to eventually lock on in the sec. Yeah, will for sure. Well, that, my friend, will depend on how many pilots we have and spread the seniority. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, it's all about seniority. So with the airline here, if you don't have the seniority, you might not get the aircraft you want to get. So when you get hired, if we have a need for a certain airplane, if we type lock you, you'll be in that airplane. You probably can transfer. I don't know how that looks in the future, but you're gonna have to go through the training program again for that, aircraft. So in the future, you're going to have to go through training programs for, if you want to fly all of them, or you could be type locked into one and then transfer or upgrade into the aircraft. You could probably do that. We'd probably start a lot of pilots in this airplane, in the CRJ, and we only have 2, so it's not going to be a lot. But that's going to be way down the road. We only have 8 pilots that are actually on the line and released right now. We have 50 waiting to come in. So we have at least 50 on hold. Like I said, midsummer, start looking at emails, start checking your emails. You might see a Coastal email pop in, and we'll set you up for an interview. Cool. Denali says, I'd hope to stay with the 7-3, move the RJ, but that kind of feels like a downgrade. It is. Islanders and Hurricanes going to overtime. Woohoo. That's pretty cool. You got to keep me posted on these hockey scores, guys, because it's imperative that we know, especially with the Panthers, what they're doing. Okay, everything is set here. Go to the aircraft. Looks good. Checklist coming in. We're not going to do that because we already did it. So we're going to go before start check. Let's go. Passenger signs, they are coming on. I got to turn them on. I forgot. All right, let's go ahead and pull the gate out. We'll shut the doors and we'll get the heck out of here. I mean, that's how quick this is. This is what's so nice about this airplane. It's just fast. So let's go ahead and pull the gate. If I go for prepare departure, this thing should push back. We'll see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Altimeter to check. FMC is checked. IRS, we've aligned it. We're ready to go.
And welcome
We are ready
aboard
to
flight
push back.
5200 with service to New
IRS
York.
is set.
Our flight time will
Nav
be roughly
radios
1
are set.
hour
Takeoff
and
briefing.
20
I'll go ahead and
minutes.
do that right
Please
now
note
with you.
the cabin doors now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed.
All right, here we
If you
go.
have
We're
not
going to go
already,
from
please
Raleigh.
fasten your seatbelt and
and we're
verify
gonna
it is
do
low
the,
and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must be in the
Bex
full
go,
upright posture.
departure
checks completed.
Cabin
Five
to
passengers,
Ampi,
departure, cross-check, verify
Bowsy,
traffic,
and then
standby
we're
for
out of
all
there.
calls.
So it's a pretty simple one. We're going to climb to 6,000 feet, it looks like. We're actually to take off. I don't know why they're doing this in Raleigh, but they're taking off on the 2-3s. Yeah, the wind's coming the other direction, so we're going to have a 6-knot tailwind on this. Nope, it shifted to a 4-knot. Yeah, it's actually a 4-knot tailwind right
Locking
now.
gear.
So we got a 4-knot tailwind, 3-knot crosswind. That's fine. We can handle 10 knots with this aircraft. So once we're airborne here, we're going to fly this departure. I'll show you where we are at the gate. We're here. We're going to do a pushback. We're going to go nose to the left, tail to the right, and then we'll go ahead and taxi down Charlie, Bravo 9er, and then blast off out of there on 2-3. Just a couple of things. Once we're airborne, that's our route of flight. So it's going to take us to a couple of EORs. We've got after Bowsy, we're going to 50 nautical miles to Richmond, over the Tappa, then up through Delaware into New Jersey, Delaware, Jersey, and then finally Long Island. There's a lot of weather here, folks. There's some, we definitely have weather in town, so it's moving in, ice slip, so we've got to be careful. We'll watch the radar. There is no radar in this dang airplane, unfortunately, so we're kind of stuck with that. Just your average weave. Have you got my emails? I haven't checked, my friend, but I will. All right, so that's kind of on my checklist to get emails done, take care of any applications that have come through. Yeah, full-length takeoff. One of my favorite planes. We could. Bruins are now going on the power play. Oh, crap. That's not good. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, if you could double check. I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, I don't know. We might not do a type lock. I just don't know yet. I've got to talk to management and see what they think about it, and we'll go from there. But the reason why I don't want to do that and type lock you, because sometimes you do want a change in scenery, or you want a different aircraft for once in a while, and I think that's pretty fun. And that's why we got a CRJ, is to do shorter routes, maybe help with that. That's kind of why we did it. And we're looking, nobody is online here. Just want to make sure before I push, if anybody's online, they would tell us. You can see Raleigh, we've got this kind of weather right over the top. Looks good all the way up, and then we're getting to New York approach as we get a little closer so far. All right, we're going to go ahead and clear to start. APU's coming online. Let's go ahead and get that done. Doors are open. Let's go ahead and click start. So as the APU comes start, I'll show you what we'll do. We're going to lock into this and just watch the RPMs come up. And then once that happens, and then I'll put my glasses on here. All right, good deal. Let's go ahead and flip the stage. We're going to go ahead and put this on the ECS just to take a look. We got the APU open now. You can see the packs are there. Once the packs are off, I'm going to kind of turn those on now. And those should open. Yep, you can see the APU is now providing pack, pressure. And it's beautiful here in Raleigh right now, folks. It's only, it's 18 degrees, so it's not very hot. It's 64. It's absolutely beautiful. You don't need anything, is what I'm saying. All right, timing is going to be everything. We're supposed to push here at 12:45, so nice and late. We're still a little early, so I'm going to go ahead and advance the time here. And I did this for a reason, is because you've already flown, when you fly this line, you've already flown, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. This is your third trip, so this is number 4 for us. So we're going to give you an hour lunch break here, which is really nice in Raleigh. You get an hour off, hang out in the terminal, grab something to eat. All right, that's good to go. Back there, let's go throw this on. Seatbelts, they're on. Strobe lights are coming on. Beacon lights on, that's good to go. Logo lights, we don't need that, it's too nice. APU on, electrics are checked. Takeoff data set. Doors are, I think, closed. We'll have to just verify that. Again, you can come down here and just take a look. Nope, we've got the passenger door open. We've got 2 cargo doors open. So we're going to close the passenger door. We're going to go ahead.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Yeah, and then
On behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight.
close those up.
We hope you enjoy flying with
All right,
us.
what we're going to do is we're going to go nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes.
Yeah, I know. We're going to kind of disconnect the cart. I just want to make sure that the APU is on. That's available. We're going to kind of throw the cart off. Disconnect that. That is now removed. And then we're going to pull the chocks. This aircraft is ready to go. We set all green here. Perfect. Coming to the ECS. That's what that is. And you can see kind of what the ECS is going to do. This is going to close. It's going to go into the pressures, and we should be good. Okay. And then we'll go flight controls and all that good stuff. All right, let me call them up. Raleigh traffic, Riptide 5200, push, gate Charlie 15. Okay, here we go on the push, folks. Shelton says, do I have issues? Bruins score on the power play, Pasternak, 4-3 Bruins. Oh gosh, that's not good. Alright, left oil pressure, right oil pressure, 1B key. Alright, here we go. We're going to go ahead and release the brakes. Throw this to the on position. And we're off of there. Brakes coming on. Here we go. Timeout, 12:46.
Start at wheel.
Oil quantity was, well, I can just say temperature. I can't really do this. This thing doesn't do quantity. It does temp though. So it's kind of a quantity thing. It doesn't allow it. Okay, let's go. We're fire number 1 on this. Actually, number 2 on this aircraft. We'll start number 2, so this is an easy one. This reminds me of an Airbus. You just push start and watch what happens here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this into the different mode, which is going to be the stat mode. There we go. Just to gives us any issues.
In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you.
Okay, there's 20%. Here comes the fuel. Fuel's in.
In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen,
now this is a proving flight, so if you're just kind of wondering what the heck's going on, this is all proving. We're just doing proving trip.
If necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires
parking brake.
secure your mask first,
Okay, park brake coming set.
Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the straps to
Now we could just do a single engine taxi, which we might do to about Bravo 6 maybe. We're on Bravo now, yeah. Panther score tied at 4. Whoa, yes! That's awesome. Missing a good game is what you're telling me. Oh, man. Holy cow, what are you doing, airplane?
We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lab
Truck disconnected. Bypass
all
pin
this
removed.
information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front
Left
of
is
you.
clear.
Please read it
Right
and let
is
a cabin
clear.
member know if you have any questions. Thanks for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and throw that to the arm position. We're going to go ahead and throw this one to the arm. I was watching for the tow bar. Once I see the, yep, there you go. Looking for the pin and the signal. It says we had an issue. No, we don't have an issue. Only 1,700 bags in the back. Pretty airport, folks. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and do our taxi checklist. After start, I'm going to change this up checklist. We're going to do one for that we have. Generators are on auto. Electrics, we're going to check those right now. So we're going to flip that. Looks good. APU's coming off. We don't need that on. So we're just going to close that. All right, so that has now shut down. We have the bus there. And we go ahead and flip it again. You can see our DCs all powered and ready to go. Cool. Fuel. Good. Flight controls, we'll do a flight control check. 1, 2, 1, 2, rudder, rudder. Good to go. Okay. All set there. We are now on. Correct. APU's off. Nose wheel steering is armed. Let's go ahead and for taxi. Slats and flaps, we're going to check that right now. Flaps coming down 8. Give you a wing view. There you go. Cool, huh? Thrust reversers on. Flight instruments are checked. Brake temps good to go. Alright, go ahead and back to the stat mode. And we're going to keep those open for now, and then we'll just go ahead and taxi on a single engine, see how this thing does. Single engine. It's kind of a rough airplane to taxi on single engine. It's kind of a pain in the neck.
We're prepared for takeoff.
Thank you. Recog lights are on. Alright, here we go, up off the ice slip. What the heck was that? Sounded like my dog. I might get a new computer tower to even run. I'd definitely do it, man. You will not be sad that you did that, trust me. That's a great look at this guy. Alright, what are you doing there, Holmes? How about I'm not going to mess with you? You can do whatever you want. That's why we're going to go down another taxiway, not deal with him. I know. Oh, look. Now we're going to be in a race. Hopefully he's going to go park over there in the general aviation side. Alright, we're going to start number 1 right now so I can race this guy. What is going on? Alright, number 1 coming to start here. Bye-bye! As long as I stay under 15 knots, I don't care. There he goes. Bye-bye. There's 20. Here comes the fuel. There's a light. Now this thing's full FADEC, right? So which means that all of the instruments and stuff, all the startup processes is all automated. So you listen to my comment, let's go CRJ, yeah. No, I like the CRJ. It's a fun airplane to fly. It gives it a little bit of a break. Like I said, it gives our pilots a little more something to do. Alright, APU ISO valve is open. We're going to go ahead and shut that now. So we're going to go power fuel off. That's going to close the APU door in the back. And then we're going to go ahead and throw that on. It's going to be the thrust reverser. We'll arm that, and then we're going to go ahead and throw this to manual. And now we've got rev, left reverser, right reverser, arm, takeoff configs, okay, manual for crossfeed, seatbelt signs, and no smoking. I'm going to click it one more time, and I'm going to cage them. See how I just caged it? I boxed it all. That's called caging or boxing the alerts. Looks good. We're ready to go. Okay, before takeoff, lights and strobes, we'll get those on. We've got the fuel flow cross ready. Flight attendant advised. We'll go ahead and do that. Did somebody say an Airbus? Did somebody say we'd buy an Airbus? Because that's absurd. Alright, let's go here. An Airbus. What do I think about Airbus, don't you? We're not buying Airbus, trust me. I don't care if they're giving them away. I won't buy it. Not gonna happen. Hey, would you like a piece of crap? No, thank you. I don't want one. Even if it's free. No, I don't want one. It's a piece of junk. Breaks all the time. No thanks. I'm good. Alright, got to bash on Airbus again. You know I have to. Like every time I got to bash on an Airbus aircraft. It's too fun. Alright, full length on this one. 2-3 looks good. Let's call them up. Raleigh-Durham traffic, Riptide 5200 taking runway 23 right, Raleigh. Alright folks, once we're airborne, we're going to climb out. We'll do a nice turn over here to the right. Lights coming on. Strobes on. There we go. Wing specs on. Where the heck am I going? I think I'm in a CAS checked. Yep. CAS is checked. Okay, you ready? This is a FADEC, so the throttles are really weird. Just come over here. You're going to push them up to climb, then into toga. There's just a couple of detents. We're going to push them up a little bit. Watch the thrust. See how the thrust is increasing. Bump it to toga, and you say takeoff. Thrust is set. There we go. Take off. Climb to the right. 80 knots, cross check. Looking for 130. Right, V1, VR, V2. There she goes. Unstick it. Got a positive rate of climb. Gear coming up. Wow, those clouds look menacing. See you, Raleigh. Oh, I don't like that. 400 feet, we'll start our climb out. Bug it up. That's where the nasty stuff is, so I'm going to try to climb around that. A little bit too aggressive on the bank there. There we go, flaps coming up. One more notch, flaps up. Climb thrust. Again, it's just a detent. Push that nose down. We're in the white needles, so we're going to start navigating via the nav. And we're going to just climb to 250 on the speed. So I'm going to push this up to 250. Alright, set 6,000. We're going to keep on the climb up. There we go. Now we're going to climb up to altitude here of, what is it? 39,000. All right, so we're going to go ahead and engage right now. We're going to go ahead and engage nav. We're going to go ahead and engage speed. And then we're going to go ahead and engage the autopilot. So now the autopilot's going to hold speed, which is 250, and I'm going to tell it to hold 250 here. There we go. So it's going to pitch it down. It's just like a level change for those of you who are familiar with a real airplane. Yeah, there's another dig. Nasty stuff we're in right now. We're just gonna make sure that geez, there's 29,000. There's 30, and we'll clean it up here in a minute once I get this flipping altitude climbed up here. 38,000, 39,000 set. All right, we've got 13 degrees on the outside air temperature. That's okay. Probably starting to get some bumps. We'll get a good breakout here, climbing through the stuff over at Raleigh. You can see we're popping out of the clouds already. Just watching for the ice. There's 10,000 feet, so I'll let the flight attendants know what's up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing 10,000 feet.
They know now.
You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
Probes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw these off to a climb check. Alright, now fuel flow is now auto. Let's cross feed. Bleeds and APU. Set that. You can check the ECS and just make sure the packs are operating good. We're pressurizing. Delta P is 4.5, so that's a good thing. Stats coming back in. Great. Good on the climb, folks. 250 knots. We're jamming. Oh man, dude, are you kidding me? So we've got 555. It's 5 to 5 right now. You want to go? My dog wants to get out of here. Okay, I'll let you out. My dog's like, let me out. I don't want to sit here and fly with you. This is terrible. That's what she's saying. We're going to have some good tailwinds going up to New York, folks, so hang on. And now something I'm going to talk to you about really quick through this. I'm going to press the MICDU data, and this is going to give us our fuel page, really. Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. I got to do something for this dog. Alright, what's going on? Hurricanes win the game and win the series. Sorry, Isles. Almost. And the Rangers better win, man. I'm telling you, they played like absolute garbage yesterday. So, anyway, who checked in? VRev Simmer, what's up? How are you, John? Yes, he is the CRJ man. Is that he's actually working? He's working on some training for us. So I'm going to go ahead and push this in. And now that's 29092 straight across. I'll go ahead and set this to 29092 as well, just on the backup. And you could set it on this side too, otherwise it's going to flash all the time and it's quite a pain in the neck. So right click and then left click, and that's how you get that. Looking at the data here, folks, you could see kind of where we're at in our flight plan. The thing I care about is right here. We're going to have 7.5 on the fuel, plenty. That's because we have an alternate today because islip is not so great. So we got an islip, we got an alternate and islip. The weather's approaching islip. So that's kind of where we're at with that one. Hydraulics, you can see our hydraulics looking good straight across the board. There's our electrical. We checked all of our electrics as well. They're running well. Fuel, flight controls, anti-ice, and then the doors. We showed you those as well. So let's go and get rid of this. And we're still on navigating on white needles now. 250 on the climb. I'm just kind of looking at our paperwork here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here on the speed. Matter of fact, it says we're supposed to climb at 230, but we have such a good tailwind. I'm going to take advantage. And I flew the MD-80. I had to fly the Panthers, actually, from down from Boston. And we had some headwinds coming up, sort of about, and I was pushing the clock, right? So 6-5 Panthers. Oh, come on, baby, do it. How many minutes to go in the game? Tell me that. Are those throttle knobs for which airplane? These throttles right here are for the actual MD-80. So these are MD-80 throttles that I have. I have MD-80 throttles, flap, and then speed brakes. So that's all MD-80 stuff. But they do sell them for the CRJ. But I fly the MD-80 so much. I'm looking forward to get back into the 737. I think next week we'll jump back in the 7.3, and hopefully one of us, or either Nate and myself, or John and myself, will do shared cockpit. So we'll see if that works. It'd be good to do again. I think we kind of worked out some bugs, so we'll check it out. 24,000, folks. Well, let's take a look outside. Oh, stupid lights. I knew I forgot something. Off, off, off. Those are off. Okay, wing and specs are off. Nav, beacon, and strobe are on. All good up on top there as well. All right, now let's go outside. Let's go see the paint job. Here's the paint job. It looks like a hot rod, doesn't it? It's sleek. Really cool. Like I said, this aircraft, we're going to utilize this in the summertime out east, wintertime out west. Both of these airplanes are seasonal. It's going to do some work out west in the winter, and in the summertime it'll come back out east. There's a lot more opportunities here in the summertime with the beaches and stuff like that. He says, interview with regional for my back up next month. Sweet. Good luck on that. Nate says I'm down. Yeah, it all depends on the bid system we've got going on, right? Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some ski routes out west for sure. All right, negative 36 degrees on the SAT, negative 17 degrees on the TAT, total air temperature. So we could be picking up ice. It's not that cold yet. We get the total air temperature. That's when we start getting the negative 30s, and we'll be all right. Our ground speed, we are doing. Where are we? 422. Like I was saying before, I was flying the MD-80, and I was pressed for time. Like I'm talking, I looked at the FMC, and I had to be somewhere, so I was right against the clock today, this afternoon, and I got to get this thing done, So I'm flying back and I'm looking at my weather, everything. Look, all my flight plan data, all the weather, and I'm like, man, we're going to be eating a 90 knot headwind at 36,000 feet. What I do? Dropped to 26,000 feet, bumped it up to 0.78, and all that jet stream was above us. I ended up getting a 560 knot ground speed, and I was up at altitude. It was like 430. So man, we gained like 10 minutes just doing that, and then we climbed back up a few thousand feet, up to the 30 range, and then just took it all the way in. Matter of fact, I don't think so. I think we just kept it at 26 and just, I think it was like a 45 minute. Once I descended, it was good to go. But yeah, you sometimes got to do stuff like that to especially when you're running against the clock and you're trying to get through stuff. Wait, is the bid system out yet? No, Nate, we're working on it. It's probably going to be out not May, but next month, June. So I think in about 2 months, the bid system will be ready to go. We're testing it with the charter ops, and it looks pretty good. We're going to actually open that up for the rest of the crew. So we'll have all of our trips in there to bid, and we're going to do it by week. So you could, if it's a 3-day schedule, that one trip is booked for that week. Now, you don't have to fly a trip in a week. You could, one leg a month, right? But you can't bid next month. So you'll be out of the bid system, the bid process for the next month until you finish your trip. That's kind of how it'll work. That's kind of what we're thinking. It's a work in progress until we get something more robust, which we're actually building a custom bid system with a mobile app. So that's coming as well. Mobile application, you're going to pull it up on your phone and you can bid on your phone. Pretty cool stuff. And obviously seniority rules. It's not what aircraft you fly, it's the seniority you have. So we're going to go by your seniority number. Do you do X-plane flying? Or I only do Microsoft Flight Sim. So hopefully that's all right. But Flight Sim it is. 2020. It's hard to go back to another sim at this point. I just can't. Like I try to, and until you fly this thing, fly in the sim, it's like, holy smokes, it's just a game changer. It really is. There's nothing I can say about it. 114.1. I do want to tune that in. Of course, we've got Richmond right there. Now, I know that says... turn some lighting on here. I'll get an update on the weather as we get a little closer. We're pretty much, close to Richmond, folks. We're looking at 37 nautical miles to Richmond, Virginia. The airline we kind of support. We have 2 liveries for P3D and X-plane, but we're not really supporting X-plane anymore. You can fly them. So if you had X-plane, you could still fly an X-plane, but you're only going to get 2 aircraft. We have like tons more for 2020. So the answer to that is we don't discriminate. You can fly it, and you can fly your liveries, but we have a lot more support for 2020. If that makes sense. 34,000.69. It's going to be 0.79 when we're done. So you can see we're on a half bank kind of thing going up to altitude. Saying I want to hold 230. We're going to hold. Actually, going to speed that up just a little bit to 250 here. Let's see if we can get a better climb rate going. There we go. Alright. Only tried I only tried, couldn't, so NSFS it is. Okay. Cool. All right, what's the score? Are the Panthers in the lead? And I need to know times. And John, if you're there, I don't know if John's probably getting ready. By the way, John's got a channel out. He's flying, I believe John's flying a charter flight tonight. He's flying the good old MD-83, and he's out of Fort Lauderdale to Columbus, flying a soccer team up to Columbus, Ohio. We've done that many times on our NHL trips. So check him out. He's VREF Simmer. I don't know if John's probably getting ready, but if he's available, I can't see any oil quantity, right? That's kind of what I was looking for next, is oil quantity. I can't find either oil quantity, hydraulic quantity. I can't find any of that. Maybe it's in. It's probably not in the menu either. I mean, you'd think it'd be under hydraulic, but it's not there. The quantity's there, 60% hydraulic, 45% there, but not your oil on your engines. I wish they had an engine setup. Sean, what's going on, buddy? He's got 1:40 left, the third. Florida 6, Boston 5. I've got to watch this. You guys, this is killing me. Now, I can't do it here, so I'm going to go and turn that off because the stupid... They'll say, you can't watch this. Well, see, that's because it's playing on AirPlay. So, whatever. Let me go ahead and just get rid of this thing. Doop. Sorry, guys. I gotta watch. It's 7-5? Are you kidding me? It's 7-5. It's 7-5. This is insane. Folks, we're going back to Boston. Good job, guys. Holy cow. The fisticuffs. Game over. 7-5. Boston is not going to be happy, and they're flying back to Boston. That means I'm flying back to Boston in 2 days. Game 7 up in Boston. That is insane. That is awesome. Wow. Holy cow. Wow. What an amazing... I'll tell you what. I thought the Panthers would be done, right? You guys heard me. I was like, there is no way these guys are going to beat Boston. They tied the series, and they're going to Boston. They deserve, man, that's really good for them. And I am grateful we get to fly again. I was like, I pulled into Fort Lauderdale on the MD-80 today, and I was like, this is probably it for the 80. For this season or whatever. I'll probably pick up a soccer charter in the middle of the summer or something like that. But man, I am super stoked. We got to fly him back. So tomorrow they'll have a. Let's see. Is it a rest? Is it a tomorrow trip? I think we'll fly him out tomorrow. They'll play Sunday. Here we go. Back to Boston. Game 7. Sean was right. Son of a gun. Okay, the real world flight tomorrow is at 1:30. And Sean called it. I'm not kidding you. Sean said they're going to go 7 games. And I went, yeah, right. Boston is going to shellac them. And that is not what happened. I'll tell you who is getting shellacked is the Rangers. They absolutely were terrible. 38 for 39. Here we go. Once we level off, we're going to go ahead and bump this thing up to 7.9er. 0.79. So I'm going to go ahead and just, you can change this. Yeah, the changeover point already happened. So we're going to go 7.4. And I'm going to wait to get up there. We still want to get to 390. Any heavy jets for Coastal? Not yet. Yeah, Shelton, thanks. Yeah, the Panthers are a scrappy team. It's good to see. I love it. Yeah, we're definitely not. We're not getting into any heavies right now. The heaviest aircraft we're going to get is 3 757s, 2 of which are already going to be utilized to Hawaii. So they're going to be doing back and forth Hawaii to our crew base out west. We're going to open a crew base out west here shortly, probably the next 3-6 months, right around there. Matter of fact, right after I'm done with this day with the CRJ, this is going to be a 3-day trip from Miami in the CRJ. I want to get this taken care of, jump back in the 600. We've got a couple more airports down in the Caribbean area, Mexico, Cozumel, and stuff like that to do. And we released our Caribbean flights coming up here in 3 days. So May 1st, the Caribbean flight opens the entire company. And there's going to be a ton of flying going on, I'm sure, as there's a lot of Caribbean trips to hit. So a lot of my time, 390 coming up, a lot of my time is... Yes. Pops was right. And I was talking about that yesterday with Pops after the stupid Rangers lost again. I said, look, 0.79, folks. Let's see if she can make it. I don't know if she can make 0.79 on the cruise. It's telling me 0.79 at this altitude. We'll see if it can make 0.77. How's that? We can start backing down the thrust. But anyway, what wins hockey games is old-time hockey. You have to hit. You have to play scrappy. You have to get in front of netminders. You have to just absolutely pound the goaltender. Crash the net. That's what I'm about. It's like you dump and chase. And if you dump it, you get to the puck and you throw some bones. That's how you win hockey games. You have to play physical.
Please note we only accept credit cards.
But, you know. All right, we're still in climb mode, and it still feels like she does not want to accelerate here, so... We'll be going to TNCA. Yes, we will. We've got I'm telling you right now, every single, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and look at our previous post. We have every single island in the Caribbean covered. Like, we run things in the Caribbean, folks. We just do. TNCA, that is in Aruba. We fly to Aruba. Go a couple non-stop flights. All right, we're at top of climb. We're going to go ahead and throw the throttle down just a little bit, kind of get it off that climb mode. Just bump them down just slightly. See how we go there. And then we'll see if we can maintain 0.77 throughout. We're getting a pretty good dang tailwind. It's only 54 knots, but still good. We're doing 439 knots over the ground right now, so I would like to see it. I don't think we can maintain 7.9 on this aircraft. What's your opinion on the CRJ? I really like this airplane. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Obviously I like it. It's fun. You still have, like, it's not so automated where, you know, you can't actually fly it, but you have to stay on top of it too, you know what I mean? So there's automation and yet there's not. So it's kind of a mix, which I thought is pretty neat. Okay, let's look at leg wind here really quick, and let's see what we've got. If I go to my progress page, prog page, folks, showing ice slip, 31 minutes to go, 237 nautical miles, pretty much at Patuxent River. You can't see anything. We got cloud cover. We're going to have some weather to deal with when we get to ice slip, and I'm going to actually pull the ice slip weather right now. Just going to help me lock this track IR so I don't get you guys dizzy. Once we're done on the ice slip here, I'll tell you what, it's going to be really cool. Oh, I forgot to do this. Seatbelt signs off. Once we get to ice slip, what's the occasion for flying the CRJ? Just doing proving flights. We bought a couple that we're planning on putting in regular service. Yeah, that's exactly right. So,
you can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when
hang on.
unexpected.
Let me get the updated weather here and I'll answer that question. There's a reason why we got this airplane. 2605. Alright, it looks like 260 at 05 right now on ice slip. 10 statute miles visibility. A few clouds at 3,500. Scattered at 25. Temperature is 28, dew point 22. Altimeter's 2,991. We've got frequent lightning and cloud. Distant northeast cumulonimbus, distant northeast moving east. Northeast moving east, so it might be moving away. We'll check the weather radar. We might have to put it in a hold, maybe in Jersey somewhere. We'll see what it's doing right now. I don't like the lightning. That's something I don't like. Altimeter 2,991. We'll go to check it out. Runway, right now the runway is pushing 24, so I'm guessing we're going to be flying 24 on the runway here for now. Let me look at the weather radar over in New York, and let's see what we got going on. Congratulations to Florida. If those Florida Panther fans are in the house, good job. Hopefully the Rangers win tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's looking like there's a cell pretty much all the way up from where we are. Pretty nasty crap too. Let's see if we can catch a break here. It's not looking great. Oh, where's that app I need? It's on this one. I'm going to be looking at the cell here, folks. I'm looking at actually reflectivity weather radar. Make sure we're good to go. It doesn't look too bad. There is a big cell to the north right now, and I want to see where that's moving. Yeah, it's actually moving straight up east. We're going to be fine. The weather is pretty much it's going to be to the east of us, so we're going to be fine. All the nasty stuff, the super high-res reflectivity, what I see right now, it's going to be bumpy, but for cell reasons, the cell is right in Hartford, Waterbury, Danbury, Connecticut area, moving to Providence, so we're going to be fine. No problem where we're going to be at. How long of a flight is it to Hawaii? It's going to be a long time. I did, Sean, I saw Philly. I don't want to fly there. I know. Why wouldn't you want to fly there? Because it costs so much money to land there. That's why. I looked at how much they're charging. They're charging over like $7,000 just to touch down in that stupid airport. So I'm like, nope, not servicing that airport for a while. Until we get more pilots, more money, there's no way. Competition it's too much capacity in there. It's not good right now. So wouldn't be a good move for us to do that at this point in time. But I did see it released. That's pretty cool. This is 20, 40 miles. We're going to have to extend this a little bit. We'll bump that range up. There you go. We've got Boston Center, which we're going to have to contact generally pretty soon. Boston Center is going to be probably bringing us to the approach. Right now we're with Washington. We're going to E&O next. Let's see here. What island are you thinking about going to? Where, in Hawaii? I don't know yet. That all depends. It all depends. So by the time we get 7.5s, I don't know. We might be type locking them. So we'll see. We'll probably have another 4 or 5 pilots in. We'll start looking at type rating and separating crews. The bulk of our, obviously the bulk of our fleet, the backbone is the 737. That's where it's going to be. That's always going to be that way. They have Atlantic Aviation Model 2 for charters. Cool. Theoretically, all of them except probably Lanai and Molokai. Yeah, probably. I definitely foresee the future, like, we're going to be flying a lot of those islands, inter-island flights. Probably do those with CRJs. I don't see the 700 going out there, only because the 600 be a prime jet to fly into and out of there. The problem is there's not many of them. You know, you can't get. There's only like 68 ever produced, so you're not going to get a ton of them. I'm gonna pull the power back just a little bit. You're not going to get a ton of 600, so you can get a ton of CRJs. You know, they're on the market. They're pretty darn cheap to get. They still fill up 60, 70 people. For the 700, we can get a 900 and put another, 10 people in there. 80 range, right around there with a 900, I think. So that's why we did this. The CRJ just gives us a future, just to expand a little bit if we wanted to. I do see the 700s overseas a bit, but a little more range, right? So the 700 will give us a little bit more range, especially out west. And that's kind of how we're going to go. We're going to go kind of fan out to the west a little bit more. You'll start seeing some expansion out west. This airport, we actually land in Islip. We're done for the day because we took off out of this particular day, day 1. We took off out of Orlando. No, we took off out of Miami, because we're based in Miami. This flight is. You go from Miami to Orlando. It's like an hour, 50-minute flight. Then we go from Orlando to Myrtle Beach, which is, we serve there anyway, connect into Myrtle Beach. And then we go from Myrtle Beach over to Raleigh-Durham, where we just came out of. And then obviously, so this is a 4-leg day. And then we're going from Raleigh to Islip. That's it. And then we're going to be ending our day in Islip pretty darn early. I mean, we're shutting down here at 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The airplane's going to be sitting all afternoon. You think that's, you got to say to yourself, man, that's not utilizing the aircraft a lot. And you're right, it isn't. Normally what we want to do is get that airplane in a high utilization mode. But the reason why we're doing this is because what comes tomorrow, right? So this CRJ in the summer, starting in May, is going to fly to Nantucket. Now, I haven't released it yet. It's probably going to release in the summer, July area, but it's going to start flying to Nantucket. So it's going to go from Islip to Nantucket, up to Portland, probably Boston. We're going to hit Boston. A couple airports up there, Syracuse, New York, some smaller airports. Probably looking at Allentown in Pennsylvania. And then it'll start its trek down. We'll probably go to... so we're not going to follow the same path we came up. It's going to be a point-to-point system, and the other aircraft will follow the same path. The other aircraft will go down the way it came up. So that's kind of how it'll work. It'll be a big circle, 2 aircraft doing the same pattern, one going the other way, one going this way, and then they'll both they'll flip around. Kind of how it works, I think. Theoretically, all of them except, okay, I read that. We fly to Fort Myers already, sir. We service Fort Myers from our 700s fly into Fort Myers. We go from, I believe we go New Orleans to Fort Myers, and then Fort Myers up to, is it Indianapolis from Fort Myers? No, we go Fort Myers to New Orleans and back. That's kind of, and then we connect into Miami through, I believe it's, I want to say New Orleans. So that's how it connects in. Yeah, we got it. Hilton Head, done. Shelton, the Hilton Head is finished. Last week we did a proving flight at a Hilton Head. So that was, again, we utilized that aircraft, high utilization. We were able to take that airplane and, crew changes. So that Caribbean crew drops off, they're done. That's a 3-day schedule for them. Then another crew jumps in the afternoon, flies it up, does a big circle, which we just did. We went Miami to Hilton Head, and then we went from Hilton Head up to GSP. And GSP down to Pensacola, and then Pensacola to Miami, and your day's done. You get done about 11 o'clock at night. So that's a PM shift, and then you're off for 2 days, and if you wanted to book another one, you could. So that's kind of how this works. I mean, all of our trips that we do, by the way, is all based off of Part 117 rules and stuff like that. So, which is pretty fun too. I mean, that's pretty cool to get that kind of. I think it's pretty cool that that we simulate stuff like that. Matter of fact, our pilots know, like, hold on, you can't go out of sequence because of the Part 117 rules, right? So it's important that we adhere to the schedule for that reason. Because let's say you did want to simulate a day. Well, we're going to simulate, we're going to have a lunch break for you in there. You'll see one flight where you're like, oh, I'm on the ground for an hour. Like this last flight, right? We pull into Raleigh-Durham, we've got an hour just to sit here. And that's your hour, that's a lunch break. So you get out of the airplane, you get food, you go to the terminal, you relax for, 20, 30 minutes, jump back in, configure the aircraft. This airplane takes like 15 minutes to get going, and then you're done. Yep. So Hilton Head is already on the service. We will go to Hilton Head. We'll probably release that probably second or third week of May. That's almost ready to go. It is ready to go. The 600's released. They're going to be released on May 1st, so that might come out soon. That might release with the Caribbean. So a lot of happening. There's a lot of expansion. I still have one more 600 to get out the door, which we will in short order. But again, think of Cuba. Like, we're going to hit Cuba for sure. We're going to go to Havana. We'll go to Cozumel. I think no, we're going to go to Cancun. So we've got Grand Cayman to go to. We've got Havana, and then Cancun. And that'll probably bring up, and then probably a couple of other little airports around there. All right, folks, we're in the middle of Jersey, flying to Coyle, it's called. Allegiant flies into Concord Regional. Okay, cool. Yeah, we actually go into Hilton Head. I don't know if you've seen the airport. If you look at last week's stream that Nate and I did, shared cockpit, we fly into Hilton Head. It's a 5,000-foot runway in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's a stamp. We fly into there. We're kind of weight restricted out of there, but we only go to Greensboro, so it's a very short flight. So we're not going to pack out a ton of people. Plus, we're a little weight restricted coming out of there. But that's okay, because we're not going to have a lot of passengers out of Hilton Head anyway. So that's why we did it. But we fly Hilton Head in the 600, not in the CRJ. which is cool. Again, a lot of challenging, a lot of fun. It's pretty neat. Okay, I want to get a weather update here. It's going to be changing over here in about 20 minutes for us. But it looks like top of descent is going to be shortly, and I have to configure this aircraft for that. It looks like we're going to be flying an ILS into the 2-4s right now. Wait a minute, that was not the airport I wanted. Okay, this is probably better here. We've got 070 at Niner, so we've got a weather changeover in Islip. 070 at Niner. Visibility is 10 miles. Great visibility, light rain. We got broken layer at 5,000 feet. So we got broken at 5,000. We got overcast at 7,000. Altimeter 3009er. Looking at runway 6, folks. So there's one NOTAM issue that I saw. We'll kind of have to talk about as we get a little closer here very soon. We're going to be talking about it right now. I'm going to give you a brief as we're going to get into the descent and all that good stuff. Boston has dropped offline. And I do not think New York is going to take us in, because New York doesn't. I think there's the thing with Boston. Boston controls Iceland. So Gary Chicago Airport. That's cool. That looks like a good one. Yeah. 3009er. I've got that. Do you guys show the same for the weather? Looks like we're going to take runway 6 today into the Islip area. Islip MacArthur Airport. So let's go to now the arrivals in Islip. There's Loves 2 arrival, which is coming in from the north, and then Nelly 3, which is coming in from like that Boston area. We're going to be coming in from the south, so we're going to probably hook straight up to the ILS. We cannot fly anything but a Cat 1 because Cat 2 is not available. Right, so I read the NOTAMs before we left, and sure enough, it's just a Cat 1 down, a Cat 1 minimums, but we're fine. 10 miles light rain. The nasty stuff is to the east, so I'm not too worried about it. Broken at 5,000, plenty. It's actually VFR. You know, it's a VFR day, just a little bit of rain down there. So looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and 108.3, we're going to program that in there. And I'll throw this thing up here. 108.3, that's going to be on this one. I'm just going to throw it onto that 108.3. Now this thing will do it automatically, but I'm gonna have to program that into the system, and then we can just flip it over. Preset, there we go, 108.3, and let's tell the computer what we want, and it's already plugged in for the ILS. Let's go to the legs page. We got JFK, Deer Park, and then SIFBITS. I'll guess with you. 1600 on the altitude. I'm going to make that a hard altitude of 1600. I don't want to be kind of above that. I want to make sure we get that as a hard altitude. We'll go ahead and execute, and next page. You sir, and then down over to runway 6 in Islip. Right now, runway 6 is, give you a good look at Islip here. What to expect. It's a 7,000 foot runway on runway 6 here. We're going to go ahead and roll out. Probably take, I don't know if we're going to get off on Bravo 3. The thing's all wet, so we might have to go all the way to the end of Fox, get off on Echo. We'll go down Echo. And then we're going to pull in right here. Bravo 15 is our gate. Southwest pretty much owns this side of the airport and this side of the airport. So Alpha 1, Alpha 8 is all Southwest gates. And then Bravo 15 is probably the one we're going to be flying into here in Iceland. Okay. This is a fun airport, folks. A lot of good stories here. You probably heard a lot of my war stories. Well, guess what? It happened at this airport. Before even this was built, okay, so none of this was built. It looked like this, and there was just one on this side. That was it. You had a wing here and a wing here. This wing was like Spirit and AirTran, the original AirTran. I'm talking about old school AirTran. Sun Country. Over here was American, Delta, US Air. Good stuff. Lots of fun at this airport. Let's take a look at the approach here from runway 6. Like I said, we're going to come into the SIF bits. Right there, go 059, basically over to you, sir, and then Willack, and then we're in. Okay? Missed approach up to 6,000, right turn 2,000, direct Calverton, and we'll hold at Calverton. CCC, Calverton. That is where the mighty F-14 Tomcats were built. So if you're ever in the area and you're flying and Boston says, go over to Calverton, CCC, you're going to know, ooh, wait a minute, that's where the F-14 Tomcat was built. Pretty cool. Okay, we are approximately 28 nautical miles in JFK, and unfortunately can't see anything because it's clouded over and got some weather here. Well, kind of see down through those layers. Anyway, so hopefully you understand that's kind of why we wanted the CRJ. The CRJ it's not a huge money maker, but it can make money in certain markets. Does that make sense? So like low competition, not a lot of people are going. You're not going to pack a 737-700 or a 600 for that matter. Just think of this: the 600 burns triple the amount of fuel that this aircraft burns. This aircraft burns about, well, double, I would say. This aircraft burns about 3,000 pounds an hour. The 737-600 and 700 burn 5,000 pounds an hour. So you're looking at you're almost 5.5, right around there. You're almost doubling the fuel burn with the 7.3. So that's why. But you're not packing on a lot of people. So again, it's one of those. This aircraft's utilized where you're not going to put a lot of passengers on the aircraft. It's just not going to happen. Looks like I've got 2 traffic up ahead on the fish finder. Looking out the window, I don't see anything. Sean says paperwork has been submitted. For what, Sean? I don't know what's going on. What paperwork? Did I miss something? I missed paperwork. I always do that. Alright. So we're going to go flaps to 8 and we're going to slow to 180 when we get closer. You can see how Deer Park's all jacked up. See this? It's got us going in here. I want to kind of cut that corner and go straight to it. So let's plan on that. We're going to go to, let's see if this actually works. So we're going to go from JFK, and I want to bypass Deer Park, and let's take a look if that's going to work for us. Yeah, that's going to be a better route, and we're going to go ahead and execute that. So that's going to help us just kind of streamline it, so we're not going Deer Park all the way back down. Okay, we're turning in. We've got JFK right now. You're shipping up to... Oh, that's right. I'm excited. Sean, I cannot believe... I mean, I can believe it, I guess. You called it. Sean said Florida game's going to go Game 7. You're going to be flying to Boston like every other day, and he's right. He is dead right. We're flying to Boston. So, guys, I'm excited. That's going to be fun. Looks like we just blew our top descent point. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start our descent now. So we're going to change our altitude. I'm going to bring it on down to 1,600 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and spin that over here, spin that wheel, and then we're going to do a VNAV descent. Or not. So I'm actually going to go to vertical speed for now. Once I get it out of vertical speed, we're going to do some old school flying here, folks. Here come the throttles. I'm going to just start to bring the throttles back just a little bit. I'm shipping up to Boston. That's exactly what's going on. All right, so how we doing? 700 feet. There we go. Bring it on down. Let's go. All right, altitude. Gonna crank it. So the altitude, I'll bring it down to 1600. This airplane's hunting right now. It's trying to hunt. It's hunting. John, when are you departing, bud? Are you, you're streaming yours, right? I think he is. So you guys, after I'm done landing, we'll jump to him and see his stream. Okay, this thing doesn't like when you do like leg changes. It's all jacked up. See, it's still hunting. It's still trying to hunt the white needle here. That's pretty funny. We're going to chop and drop pretty darn fast. So we're going to go ahead and just whoop, bring the sucker down about 2,000 feet a minute. We'll pop the brake. And we're going to have to really start slowing this airplane down. Okay, brakes out. 3/4, and we are coming down the chute. I might have to throw this in a stupid hold. I'm not going to make it. There are the brakes. We might have to throw it in a 360. That's a bummer. It's JFK. You can see how slow we're going. We're doing 4,000 feet a minute. Here come the seatbelt signs. That got away from me. Yeah, it's a weekend trip, so I'm leaving tomorrow, aren't I? All right, you can see how the brakes... We do want to control our speed. I'm going to have to go 360. Totally going to have to go 360. It snuck up on me pretty good, guys. That's a bummer. Dang it. I hate when I have to do that. That's just bad planning on my part. That's what that is. Okay, we're going to go heading select. Let's do this. Heading, hold on. Stop airplane. Let's go. We are descending. I got to call him up as well. Just kind of going around here. We could do a little hold here. That's right. I'm going to go 360 and we'll come right back around. Bleeding off the speed, bleeding off the altitude. Look at that. That's cool. Whipping it around over the Atlantic. Nothing like a crappy calculation. That's just because I was... We should have started our descent over Jersey somewhere. That's where I should have done. Taking on a 180 degree heading. New York Center's on, but are we in their airspace? I don't think so. Now we're getting in the bumps. Yep. Seatbelt signs, they're on here. They're on there as well. 25,000. We'll start our turn inbound here shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
It departs tomorrow. John says he's going at 11. So what time is it now? 9, 10. You're going in 5 minutes. So when we get down, jump over to his channel, watch him. That's probably what I'm going to do. Stop and say hi, watch the MD-80 in action while I get ready to go tomorrow. for another MD-80 trip. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and flip it around. I'm going to call them up. 122.8, just make sure we're good to go. Islip traffic, Riptide 5200 inbound for runway 6 over at Seabits. I might want to put this thing in hold because we still have to burn a lot of altitude. Dang it. You stupid idiot. It's all my fault. There's nobody's fault but my own. That was just a bad planning. I didn't see the snowflake, and then I went, wait a minute, top of descent should have been like 100 miles ago. That's what happens when you're streaming and you're yapping the whole time. Dad, I just wish you would shut your yapper. Anybody know where that's from? All right, 18,000 feet. Lights coming on. Coming up here, ringing lights are on. Lower lights will be off. Okay, any idea if we can make this? Let's see. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and set this to 3009er. 3009er. Nope, we're still going to have to do some S-turning. Let's do some S-turning this way. Flip it around the other way. Come on, baby. And we're going to be in the soup. Passengers do not like this, let me tell you something. Folks, I regret to inform you, your captain's an idiot and decided to take us all the way around the Atlantic. Gosh. What gives? What gives? Oh, I like it. Okay, one more turn, folks. We're going to be calling New York approach. Good old New York approach. 128, 125. 128, 125. That's not the right one. All right, where are we? Let's go flip around here. 128, 125 as I turn inbound. 128, 125.
We have begun our final descent into New York. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store
York approach 128, 125.
Back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
I'm hooked up. New York approach Riptide 5200 inbound. Islip 6.
2000.
Didn't hear a word he said.
Sir, was that for Attribution 20?
No. Going wing 105.
That was blocked.
Going 105, you copy?
Say again for going 105?
Going 105, descend and maintain 2000.
JFK 2000 going 105.
JetBlue 1020, fly heading 010, descend and maintain 3000.
010, maintain 3000.
New York approach Riptide 5200 inbound. Islip runway 6.
And Riptide 5200, no other traffic observed between you and the field. Frequency changes occurred.
Roger, thanks. Riptide 5200. Alright, so we're on frequency. We're coming down the chute here pretty aggressive, so I'm going to have to change the vertical speed a little bit. kind of recover that. There we go. Heading. Coming back into heading. Speed's coming down. We got to come way down on the speed. We're going to go 180. Set. All right, looking good, folks. I can see I got ground contact. We're still a little fast. Now we're going to slow it down really quick as the speed comes back as we start leveling off. Flaps coming down. 8. Flaps down 8. 180 on the speed. Here we go. Speed brakes in. And then we're going to go ahead and select approach. There we go. Islip traffic, Riptide, 5200 on final, runway 6. 1600. We've got Yorsif, so we're going to keep it at 180 on the speed. And when we kind of get 1.5 dot gear down, we'll go gear down and then we'll figure it out. Wow, look at this weather. It's looking good. Descent checks. Set. Fuel's checked. TCAS is set. Radar's off. CAS is checked. Landing data is complete. I'm going to go ahead and set that right now. And we're going to hit an arm. Both of those. And I've got visual on the airport. Well, not yet, but it's a visual coming. I'm going to throw the windshield wipers on. Speed's coming up. Blue needles are on. We should be going green needles here shortly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go green needles now. There we go. Okay, there's the hookup at Yorsif. We should be, I've got the, you see that green 1.5 dot? We'll go ahead and throw the gear down. I got a visual on the airport right there. Okay, gear coming down, speed's coming back. Flaps coming in 20. I'm going to go flap 30, 160 on the speed. There we go. Alright, airplane, let's do this thing. Pushing that speed up, right cog lights are on. Nice little crosswind here, 20 knots. Your prior glide slope intercept right now, flap 45. Landing checklist. That's overspeeding the flap just a little bit. Pressure signs are on, thrust reversers are armed, gears down, flaps and slats are set. And we are getting into some wicked. Alright, we're going to go ahead and set our performance down. I think it was like 140, how about 134 on the ref? Little fast, little high. Right on target. Look at that airplane on the nosedive. Gotta get a picture of that. Okay, pushing the throttles up. Now we've got this crosswind about 30 knots right now. 1000 check, my plane. And that's off. Everything's off on the aircraft right now. I'm going to try to use this. Let's see how this thing goes. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we keep that up, we're going to have a problem. Alright, the wind's shifting, we're getting some shear. We're good on the speed. Ooh. Yeah, it's shifting out. You know what, this thing is just going to drive me crazy, so let's pull that back in. Don't worry about, you know, holding speed or anything like that. You're just trying to get it. You're just trying to get it on profile as best you can. 500 set.
Sync rate.
Alright, let's turn the windshield wipers off. I don't need those. Gosh, where's Cliff when you need him?
300.
Raj, right up and down the runway right now.
Sync rate. 200.
Correcting. Now that windsock.
100.
Whew. Come on, beast, get on there. Reversers. Throw that airline in the wind. I'm on the brake. Through 60 knots out of reversers. Welcome to Islip. Let's see how the scenery is. We're going to go ahead and taxi off on
Gentlemen, welcome to
Charlie.
New York. The local time is 2:02.
We're going to go
PM.
Bravo.
It's currently about 50
Bravo to
degrees
Charlie.
Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use
Not
caution
bad.
when opening the overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
All right. All right, there we go. We want to go down Bravo to Charlie. I want to turn down Charlie here. Okay, that's off. Nose light's off. That's off. I'll actually keep the nose light on. Strobes are off. That's off. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Okay, flaps coming up. Flaps up, checked. Well, welcome to Islip. A little stupidity on my part, but we got her here. We got you here safe and sound. That's what matters. We're going to go ahead and dump the... We'll start the APU here shortly, and we're going to go on Bravo 15, I think it was. Didn't we say Bravo 15? Come over here. We'll be making a right. Excuse me, making a left. Look at Southwest. They're all over the place, man. They really do run this thing. We're going to go ahead and shut down number 1. So I'm going to turn the APU power switch, and that's going to open the door. You can see the APU door is going to be coming open here shortly. Okay. Number 1 is off. We're going to go ahead and open and turn on the APU. Single engine taxi, folks. Kind of come in here on one engine. Pretty cool stuff. Now this airport is actually done by Fly Too High, and it's pretty. This looks exactly like, except these Southwest gates are not really Southwest gates over here. This brings back a lot of memories. My gosh, I remember this airport before TSA, folks. I remember when it was just a metal detector, and that was it. It was a different time back then, that's for sure. All right, we're going to go gate, what did I say, 15, right? Gate Bravo 15, that is. Well, what the heck is that gate? It's going to throw the nose off, and taxi lights off.
There's a traffic going 105. We're on 6 mile final runway 6. Iceland.
Nice. Who was that? Wasn't Southwest, was it? What is this guy doing here? That's what's the cool thing about this airport. Is that Bravo 15? It sure is. I don't see it though, so let's see if we can get GSX to work before we run this bonanza over. There wouldn't be a bonanza here, I hate to tell you. Let's see if we can say Bravo 15 not available
The requested
soon.
position is already assigned.
Yes,
to
I
another
want
aircraft.
it. Move it. Request follow me? No. Just park me. There we go. There would not be a bonanza. I hate to tell you. No gate here, by the way. This would be passengers would just kind of walk out and go straight into this round terminal area. I'm going to pull right up to the door here. Close out that throttle. Drop the brakes. We're going to go ahead and lock those brakes up. And then we're going to shut down. Throw down the engine here. Hooked up. We've got APU available on. That's off. All right. Power's off. Here we go. 1408 in. Well, that was local time. So 1408. 1246, 1346. That's an hour. It's probably an hour and 20 minutes when it's all said and done. Clear that. Clear that. Let's go ahead and shut everything down. Hydraulics coming off. Pumps off. That's off. That's off. Passenger signs off. Beacon is off. They can approach the aircraft now and start deplaning us. We're going to keep the APU running. And actually, we're going to actually shut this aircraft completely down when I figure out which button I need to get there. All right, we're going to go ahead and throw the chocks on the aircraft. I'm going to open the doors, open both of those, and tell them to deplane us.
The boarding requested.
Welcome. I got to flip around. It's on the other side. So we're going to deplane here. We've got beacon lights, and I'm just going to shut down stuff. Here, we're going to go to standby. There we go. We don't want to transmit anymore. Welcome to Islip. Welcome to Islip, folks. Nice landing, Captain. There you go. How are you, Scuba? I hope you're doing well, sir. Having a good old time. We're we're coming to you. Matter of fact, we already come to Providence a couple times. That was actually our alternate today, is Providence.
Iceland traffic going 105 is clear. Runway 6, Iceland.
What name is that? Going 105. Who is that? What kind of airplane are they? So this is the scenery from
Passengers deboarding starting.
Fly Too High. They did a pretty good job in Islip. This could be our gate here. It's low enough to the ground. Now these passengers honestly would get out and just go right into the terminal here and then go home. They wouldn't have a bus, but I didn't set it all up. So, who is this guy? Is that a car? Oh, it's an airplane. I was like, what the heck is... There they go. Now they're getting off. Cool. Nice. Good stuff. Jeffrey B., that's some rapid fleet expansion for Coastal. Surprised to see the CRJ. Yeah, I'm surprised too, to tell you the truth, buddy. We had a good deal on these, and the reason why I wanted a CRJ, and really the one and only reasons why, is that we want to service Nantucket.
Captain,
And
all passengers have left the plane.
Nantucket, you're not going to get, you're not going to fill up a 737 in a Nantucket. You're just not. You could get enough people out of New York to Nantucket, Boston, but again, Boston and Nantucket, Cape Air does it all the time, like almost every hour on the hour. So that's a very high. Looks like we're going to Boston. Yeah, we're going back to Boston, Pops. We're going to Boston tomorrow. So I was just thinking, I'm done with the MD-80 tonight. Nope, I'm not. I cannot believe they went to Game 7 on this. That's pretty cool. That's really good. But I do like this airplane. I gotta tell you, always loved the CRJ. Always loved the look of it. It's a pretty cool airplane. We like it. It's going to be good for us. I mean, we're not going to make a ton of money on this airplane. We just won't. But we're going to make some money, right? We'll make $7,000-8,000 a flight, hopefully, right around there, supplement income. It's good for the pilots to get a different break if they have the CRJ. And that's the thing. You know, we spend so much money on equipment and airplanes, and to not utilize them or not fly them, it kind of is a bummer, right? So that's why, you know, CRJ, the MD-80 costs a ton of money, and that's why, you know, it helps. And this way our pilots don't get stuck just flying one type of aircraft. They can always, even if we type lock them, they can always upgrade or into another fleet. And they could fly that fleet for a year or whatever they want to do, or 6 months. I don't know what the rule is going to be, but that's what's so cool about having all these options where you're like, you know what, I want to fly a CRJ, you know, for the next 6 months or whatever. There's going to be not going to be a lot of CRJs. But I think this airplane is probably perfect for Hawaii. It is perfect for inter-island Hawaii stuff. Would be actually perfect. Probably the 900 would be a really good, and we got them dirt cheap. I'm talking 1.7 million on each airframe. You couldn't beat that. The 600 cost us about 5. Even that's a steal. So the 700s are pricey. The 700s hold their value. They're right around. I think we got them for like. What did we get our 700s for? You guys know? I want to say maybe 9 million. Same with the MD-80. They're right around 7 mil or something, right around that price range. So you're doing a DC Nantucket with the 600. No. Do DC to Nantucket with the 600. I can't. The 600 is going to be deployed down south in the Caribbean area. So I'm burning fuel. Hang on, let me get my ACARS. That's how you know I screwed up right there. Look at that. Idiot. Pops, we're, by the way, this is New York. I don't know if you caught this. We're in Islip. I'm going to go click File. The flight has been logged on our ACARS program. And there you go. We're done. We're going to the crew hotel. That's where we're going. And actually, I'm going to shut off the aircraft as the passengers leave. So tomorrow we fly over to, we're going to fly over to, hang on. Let's throw the battery switch off here. Logo lights, strobes, beacons off, nav. We could turn that off, logos off. That's all off as well. Oops, I forgot to do this. Propeats off. Windshield off. Okay, fans coming off. Aft cargo's off. Everything looks good here. Alright. Good stuff, folks. That's a nice little picture, isn't it? I do love it. I do like this airplane. I gotta admit, it's a fun airplane. I've been in this cockpit in a 700, 900. My buddy is a mechanic, and we've fired it up, taxied around. It was fun. And it's like when you sit in this cockpit, the window, you can like see all the way behind the airplane because the windows are so like wrapped around you. And it's got so much room. Like, you wouldn't think, but this cockpit is bigger than the 737 cockpit. Like, this cockpit's huge. It's big. The 7.3, you get in it and you're sitting like this, and you've got the overhead panel like right here, like right on top of your head.
Do you want to deboard crew?
It's small. Yes, I do. We're out of here.
Crew bus is coming.
Good. Crew bus is coming. That means we're done. We're done for the day. We're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to go ahead and push this. We'll go ahead and push that close. Those are off. That's off. Battery is off. Continue. Uh-oh. Didn't like that. There we go. That's it. Crew bus is here. We're going to get... we'll get the gate pulled out of here. GSX, I don't know why they haven't deplaned us yet. And then we're just going to go over here, close it up. Doors coming closed. And that's it. Buttoned up. Chocks are on. In ice-slip. That's it. Nice fun flight. Looks like we got an hour and 20 minutes right around there. So the next day when I get to fly the CRJ again, it's going to be from ice-slip over to Nantucket. And then maybe to Portland, Maine. We might go up to Canada. We might go to Nova Scotia. I can't tell you what we'll do, but we know a couple of those airports might be on the horizon for us with this aircraft. Boston, I would love to serve. But again, Boston's pretty pricey. It's a pretty pricey airport to fly into, so the CRJ wouldn't be good for us. It just costs too much money. But I definitely got Boston on my radar for sure. Anyway, that's kind of what we're doing. I think he did a fantastic job on the paint job. It's real pretty. And you can see operated by Coastal Airways. And that's it. We're going to go ahead and shut this thing down. We are done. Everybody head over to VREF Simmer. I think he's going to be airborne. If not, he's not already. He's probably going to be very shortly. So, great. We're going to go ahead and power this thing off. We're done. We're going to the crew bus. I'm out. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And thanks for watching, hanging out. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And also check us out at flycoastalairways.com to see what we're about. We try to do everything to and by the book. We try to keep our costs realistic. We don't make stupid moves if we don't have to. So, okay, folks. I got to fly the MD-80 tomorrow. So I'm going to have a busy day. I don't know when I'm going to be able to fly it, but it's probably going to be tomorrow evening. And I probably don't know if I'm going to be streaming that. Probably not. But all right, we'll see you next week. I have no idea where we're flying next week. Your guess is good as mine. It might be in the CRJ. It might be in the 600 and the 737. We might do a shared cockpit thing next week. So, all right, folks, have a great night. Until next time, pray that the Rangers win tomorrow. I watched the '94 season where the Rangers were down, and this gives me hope. Now, it's not the same team, but they were down 3-2 going to Jersey. And Messier, Game 6, Messier says, we're going to win. And he guarantees a win. And he scored a hat trick. Now, those were magical. That's a magical sports moment, right? That doesn't happen. So, do I think this team has got the talent? Yes. Do I think they're going to win? Not if they don't play like they should play. They will lose this game. So, they have to come out and throw everything out and play old school hockey. It's the only way they're going to win. All right. Until next time, keep the blue side up and the black side down. We'll see you later. Thanks for the flight. Don't forget to like the video. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, folks, we'll see you in a bit.